Good morning, YouTube. We are all the way to Thursday. We are at Friday's Eve. Thursday, just eliminate Thursday from the weekly vocabulary, call it Friday's Eve. How's everybody doing this morning? Listen, I ain't gonna be long. I just stopped through to just do a little perusing around the streets. Look, why is the people saying that Krishan Rock is pregnant by Blueface? Now that's the lie that they done put on the streets. And I call it a lie because I really don't believe Krishan would be so dumb. I mean, she see what his baby mama is going through. And I just Krishan is so young. Hey 2300, hey baby. Good morning, love bug. Thank you for coming through. Girl, just over here talking about this rumor about Krishan Rock being pregnant by Blueface. I don't believe it. I don't believe it not one bit. I think she enjoys her freedom, the ability to move around, come and go as she want, get up and do what she want, when she want, how she want. I believe she enjoys being young and drinking. I believe she enjoys, wearing her little skin tight clothes on her little bitty body. So I really don't believe she would mess herself up by getting pregnant by Blueface. She see what his baby mama's going through. She going through it too, baby. When I tell you she done messed around and not had one baby but two kids by Blueface, which is just crazy to me. But hopefully Krishan has a little bit more sense. Happy holidays, love, than to allow herself to get torn up, knocked up, locked up, and locked down by letting him impregnate her. I believe their relationship would go downhill so fast. But I mean, that's hey, these days these kids seem to think that babies can keep a man, and they learning the hard way, honey. You can't keep no man with no baby. Don't let him put one on you. I heard the EU is threatening to ban Twitter. They look like they mad at Elon Musk for how he running his business. Uh-huh. Yeah. Look like EU is mad at Elon Musk for how he's handling Twitter. So they want to ban Twitter from their country. Wow. I guess I know whose side they on. They on the blue side. They messing with Bin Laden, obviously. Hmm. Yeah. So listen, quick question: have y'all been experiencing the internet problems the last 2 or 3 days? Because baby, Spectrum has been on one with this internet outage, and I mean intermittent. It'll come on, it'll go off. It'll come on, it'll go off. Yes, baby, do not make a man, and a baby will not keep a man. You said it. Let me put this on the screen. You said it to the T. That is it to the T. A baby don't make a man, and it will not keep one. And I cannot believe, I refuse to believe that she would allow her life to be ruined by having a baby with him. Now, the way I heard she grew up with a big family, 12, 13 of them. She didn't meet her dad till she was 7. Um, her mom had a stint on and off with drugs. And so, she's got a little trauma in her life. She went through some things, and, God has put her in a position to have a better life. But even now, when I watch her, I said she's sitting up here buying all of these necklaces and bracelets, like Blueface, like that's like that's the major thing to do is go out and buy jewelry. Child, go out and pay cash for a house. Go out and pay cash for a car. You know what I'm saying? Build a savings account. You know, um, that's really the most important. But again, you can tell from the way she's moving it, she's still very young, young minded. Um, and I thought that was the most mature thing about her is that she didn't allow herself to get pregnant because it just seems like in the industry these days, that they can't just mess around with dudes and get up and walk away. It seemed like everybody that sleep with somebody got to end up getting pregnant by them. It's just, it's crazy. And then here's the real kick, and I know I'm gonna piss some people off when I say this. Some people know darn well they don't want a baby, but will have the baby anyway. If you don't want the baby, then let it be, let it go. You know what I'm saying? You don't have. Well, and they keep changing the rules so much. I can't keep up with the rules and the laws these days. Hell, I guess they did say that you can't. They overturned Roe versus Wade, so I guess now you can't necessarily make a choice to have a baby. You have to research the state, because I understand certain states will, perform those procedures, whereas the majority of the United States is saying you can't have it. It's illegal. I don't know what's going on with that part, but yeah, I don't, I don't, I don't believe she's pregnant. I mean, they're gonna have to convince me. I'm gonna have to see her stomach growing. She like to drink too much liquor, get drunk, be sloppy drunk, fall out, pass out, got to be carried and helped and walked around too much. If you can't feed the baby, don't have the baby. Hey, if you cannot feed the baby, don't have the baby. Now that is the truth, Jackson. That is the truth. It ain't no different than these people who date and become engaged. First thing I want to say, we're having a baby. And having a baby is wonderful. Ain't nothing wrong with having a baby if you're ready, if you can handle it. And a baby is not an exciting piece of news for a non-existent relationship or a relationship that's just getting started. All a baby does for me is define how much you have sex. Raw. That's all it does for me. When I look up and see these new people out here dating and kicking around, and you know what? And look, these millennials, they're not even trying to be ready. It's so many people out here raw dogging that in a minute it'll be a whole self annihilation around here because people will have something that they can't get rid of for life. These people don't even pretend to use protection. They just running around laying up. What's going on? Hey, Bench, morning. Happy Friday Eve. Yes. Boss King Anthony McNeil, what's up, boo? Yeah. They just, they don't even pretend to use prophylactics. Everybody running around here raw dogging and getting themselves knocked up. It's pretty unreal. It's pretty unreal. But what do you say? I see a lot of new female rappers coming out, so they're getting pushed in the game. And I don't know, from being in the underground and reading, and seeing and hearing and knowing and finding out, I feel kind of defeated a little bit because, you know, I was under the impression that those mighty beings named by illumination, and I thought they were slowly being picked off one by one. I thought they was being dealt with, and somehow I thought that that group of individuals or that organization was being brought down. That's what I was under the impression of it, and I was thinking that the music industry could maybe change and turn around and not end up being so dark. But the way they got these new rappers coming in so fast and furious, I'm not sure about that. Thank you, Benj. I appreciate y'all. Y'all please thumbs up the video for me. I appreciate it. I'm not so sure because these new ones is coming in fast and furious, and I'm looking and I'm watching, and everybody wants to buy somebody else diamonds, diamonds. Which I mean, I ain't mad at you if you gotta do your thug thizzle, but You just giving away big diamonds. I'm talking hundred, $200,000 diamonds as thank you gifts, and just giving it away as hey, I like you, be my friend type of gifts. I don't get it. I don't get it. An enormous waste of money. Enormous. Boss King. Yes. How you doing? Yeah, but I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed. I think Krishan has a chance, as long as she just don't let herself get pregnant. And I know you guys have heard the most recent information about the Shanquilla investigation. We now have confirmation that Dejanay was the person that was apprehended. We did not find out if she walked into the station and turned herself in, or if they caught her somewhere. That was not confirmed, but we know that the feds have her. They're processing the paperwork to get her back to Mexico. And yeah, I would suspect they will have some additional warrants out. I did see a video with a caption that they had more warrants, but I didn't get to listen to it, so I don't know what it said. But I am under the impression that they will be issuing more warrants very soon. Um, and when I say they, I don't mean Mexico. I mean they as in them boys, because Mexico has different laws and different ways that they apply laws, as we've spoken about before, um, and they are after the direct aggressor, which Dejanay is the direct aggressor. Now, hang on. Did you know we are in Moxie? Oh, really? That's a antibiotic. That's well one of many, but yeah, that's antibiotic. Really? I think they been had her already. This is my opinion. Why you say that, and and just say he think they been had her? I don't know. I don't know, cause let me tell you something. The people in Mexico, everybody that was involved, like the nurse. Let me tell you what I heard the other day. Let me read these first real quick. Hey, thanks for that shit. How much love they all going? I hope so, Jackson. I hope so. Let me tell you. Let me tell you what else came out. They said that they have confirmed that obviously Dejane is all woman, right? A biological female. Um, so that helps to answer the question, the burning question: do you think she'll be housed in a men's jail? So it seems like she will be housed in the appropriate unit when she makes it to Mexico. But check this out, baby, the information is coming out. Listen, remember when they claimed they went and got the nurse from the hotel? That it was a nurse from the hotel that was doing this, doing that, doing this, and then it was a doctor or something. Da, 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 da. Well, what came out yesterday was that um, there was no doctor from the hotel. They say that Nazir, whatever his name is, Nazir, they say he went running out and found somebody that looked like a medical professional and pulled her up to come and help. And it just so happened that she turned out to be a real doctor. So now the nurse then got jammed up line. The hotel nurse then got jammed up line. The maid then got jammed up line. They are now calling the four people from the Mexican resort that attempted to assist. They're calling them the Mexico Four. Hmm. That is for the nurse, the doctor, the maid, and the police officer that are under investigation. They said the police officer shouldn't have never let the Cabo Six leave. They also said, hang on, can we give you a person charged for not intervening? Well, over here in America, they can be charged for not intervening because you're witnessing, you're not assisting, you knew about it, you didn't prevent it, and you didn't call and get no help, and the girl lost her life. So I could say that would be accomplice to murder, conspiracy to evade or abet, whatever the words is. But yeah, in America they can. So see, while everybody is focusing on the fact that Dejanay has actually been arrested, they seem to keep forgetting about them other five. They are not out of the woods by a long shot. So several of them can still end up getting racked up. You know what I mean? That friend that came to the party late. Yep, that was him. That's the one that went out trying to find somebody to come and help, and if messed around and ran up on a real medical doctor. And that's the person that came in and was able. Because when they were saying that they called the time of death, I thought to myself, a nurse can't call time of death. Only a medical doctor can call time of death. So he went, and then they said that the maid that claimed she found her slumped over the toilet. Well, obviously, her body was set up that way. And then it's an issue about the time of death. That friend that came to the party said he pet her. He sat with her beside her bed and talked to her. The lady was already exactly, Jackson, because they said that based on her injury, that hold on, that she passed within 15 minutes of her spinal injury. So all of that, we did this, we did that, we played music, y'all did all of that in front of a corpse. Baby, it's coming out. So those other five are not safe, but they may be safe from Mexico, but they not safe from the United States. Because how this would I know knows where others can be pay for where they at 10K a piece, so that tells me they're being here. Wait a minute, let me read that again because how this would operate. No one knows where they all at. As TNZ, I'm taking that to be TMZ will pay for where they at. TMZ will pay for where they at. 10K a piece, so that tells me they're being held. Okay. The minute she got this final clear, she was done. There was no more talking, no more moving. She was done. That's what I thought too, Jackson. I thought if it was a spinal cord injury, it ain't no way that she did this. She walked here, she walked there, and I'm gonna tell you something that I keep catching Nazir saying. When he got there, she wasn't feeling well. She laid down, and he kept saying, "I turned her on her side." And rubbed her head and stayed with her and played music. And I was like, he keep making a mention to say he turned her on her side. I believe she had been passed away a long time ago too. I do. So trying to protect each other might put them in prison. Well, at this point, I wouldn't even claim it was protecting each other. As far as I'm concerned, just the fact that they didn't render aid to somebody that they witnessed firsthand get hurt is an accessory. Now, protection, they're going to need some protection, all right, because I'm going to tell you something. We already know Dejanay is a whole punk. We already know this. And I believe she going to be singing before she even crossed the border into Mexico. But I can't wait for her to get there and get the real Mexican experience in the Mexican jail. Yeah, they doing interviews with the Mexican journalists, so I've been kept jumping in and catching them. She was already gone. This is all just a setup. They're all going down. The stupidity, but the weakness that was their friend is crazy. Location to know what they're doing, like any paparazzi. But TMZ is the part I don't get, Anthony. When you said TMZ will pay for where they at, that's the part I didn't understand. Well, they all black, they need to be arrested. Child, don't come in here with that craziness. And don't block them. Don't block them. Let them sit. But stupid. Not a peep out of none of them. Not a peep. Not a peep. They was all running and hiding and probably plotting and planning on how to try to get up out of the country. That's an alibi. That was his alibi. Yes, he tried to use that for an alibi. Yes, Jackson. But the one thing that escapes me with his alibi is the fact that the girl had a knot on her in her head, had a knot on her forehead, had a lip busted, her eye was busted, it was full of blood. Listen, the only way he didn't see her eye full of blood is if she never did open her eyes. But I know he's seen that knot on her head, and I know he's seen the busted lip because the rest of the Mexico Four has spoke on that. So yeah, he's using it. Yeah, the lady was already yep, and they are yeah, it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out because you came right in here being very ignorant and discriminatory, talking about they all black, so they need to be arrested. Don't come in here with that. Don't come in here with no race mess. And my and we are me and my moderators over here are no nonsense about that stupid stuff. So that's what it was. If you're a troll child, just keep trolling. But I have asked them not to block you yet. But don't worry, when the time comes and you need to go, they'll escort you out. But yeah, you came in here talking on some racist stuff. Don't do that. Okay, well now you can go. Goodbye. TMZ will pay for exclusive to talk to them. Oh, if any know where they are is what I was trying. Oh, gotcha. Okay, I knew you were saying something about TMZ, and I know that TMZ do pay for stories, but yeah, I know TMZ will pay for stories, but I wasn't sure what you were saying. Gotcha. Well, you know your suspicions so far have been right on point. So if you suspect they was already being held somewhere, I have to ride with you on that one because you've been right so far. Know about it. They all know about it. They all saw it, even though they didn't hit the lady. They didn't try to help. They didn't try to stop, and they didn't report it. You are with the people you hang out with. Exactly. Now that's the truth. That's the truth. Yeah, that's the truth. They was all there. They all knew. They didn't do nothing to stop it. They didn't do nothing to prevent it. They didn't do nothing to get her no help. And you know they're talking about a third video. Yep, they're talking about a third video. Here, let me. Yeah, they're talking about a third video. So, uh, somebody was allegedly on FaceTime. Somebody was allegedly on FaceTime with someone else, and they're currently trying to identify who that person was that was on the FaceTime. Listen, I know that person may be able to help lend some answers. Maybe they should start with the cousin because the cousin has been the one most recently jumping up, speaking out about why they really fell out, why they was really mad. Okay, okay, so let's get some of these trolls out of here. Get your ass out too, because I know that's you. Um, the cousin was the one jumping up talking about, oh well, they all got PPP loans, and Shanquilla, her business was the one that took off, and theirs didn't. So that's where the jealousy came from, And then Shanquilla's loan got forgiven, but theirs didn't. So she's coming out with all of this background information that I don't know why the feds or the police didn't have, or maybe I shouldn't say they didn't have. Maybe they had it and just hadn't said anything because it is an ongoing investigation. But yeah, the so-called cousin is the one that's been coming out with everything. The cousin also came out and said that Uh oh, the reason okay, Anthony, if you can block Nina Mac too. Um one of the things that she said, what was it? Oh, like the PPP loan. If anybody was looking for motivation, why would they not check there where the location has video and two others had lives going at the time of the assault. Oh, so they were live streaming and not just recording. Wow, that's crazy. So they saying this your cousin put hands on her too? Did this? No, 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 Jackson. Shanquilla's cousin had been on the phone with Shanquilla while she was down in Cabo, and she came out and said she, pretty much that she knew what was going on, and that Shanquilla didn't even want to be there, that she was ready to go home because they was acting funny towards her. They was all jealous of her anyway. They was mad because all of them got together. She just came out all of a sudden out the blue and started bringing the heat. Shanquilla's cousin, who wasn't there, her cousin wasn't there. She was, I guess, back home or on the phone. And yeah, she came out and was saying that they was all jealous of Shanquilla because they all went and got PPP loans and was trying to start, businesses and stuff. But Shanquilla's business took off. She braid little kids' hair. She sell bundles. She sell clothes. Nazir, Khalil was trying to sell clothes, I believe. Khalil or Nazir, but they business didn't take off. They business didn't get off the ground like Shanquilla's did. Shanquilla kept a bag on her hip. And then they turned around and forgave Shanquilla's PPP loan. So then she ended up getting all of the money, getting a 20 some $1,000 PPP and didn't even have to pay it back. But the rest of them had to pay it back. I didn't hear that BBK give some clarity. Yeah, so they had a video. Um, they played a video and I was on Tisa's channel. They played a video of the cousin, and I guess the cousin did a video on Instagram, and she was mad, and she just was spouting off, and so allegedly she had been on the phone with Shanquilla when Shanquilla was in Cabo, and it's amazing to me how the cousin just now speaking. Why the cousin didn't speak out when this stuff first happened, I don't know. Um, They also confirmed that they went through the motions to confirm that she was actually related to Shanquilla, and allegedly they confirmed that the cousin truly was related to Shanquilla. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the cousin said, honey, Shanquilla already had peeped on, which the video that we saw of Shanquilla walking through the house looking for them. And she was saying it don't take y'all this long to get naked. Remember when she was walking through the house looking for them and they wasn't calling out, telling her she was going from room to room looking for them. Nobody didn't want to call out and say, hey, we in here, we over here. Nobody. I figured then that they was probably plotting against her, sitting in the room plotting against her. They was so quiet. You couldn't even hear them talking until she got near the room. So I don't know. But the cousin was allegedly coming out with what you know, she had heard from Shanquilla. So I don't know if Shanquilla gave names on who was acting funny or who was doing what, but yeah, that's from the cousin. So now that should give the feds some information to look into in terms of those PPP loans because that would definitely would consider that what do you call it, motivation? Wait a minute, no, talking police talk, modus operandi. modus operandi. It would have given them a motive, you know. Well, yeah, kind of, sort of, but it's crazy. Everybody look up Interpol's inquiry to get the status and reports on the process with all of them. Yeah, that's what she's been doing. She's been getting it from the Interpol database. And she did, and Anthony, when she was explaining Interpol, I was saying to myself, Anthony already told me about that. He already done explained that to me. We know that, Tisa. Keep talking. Keep talking. We already know about that. Anthony already told us about that. And I was proud to know that, how the system works with Interpol and the red folder and all that. You had already told me about that. Yep. Has it been confirmed money was stolen from SR? Um, they were checking with customs to see how much was declared, because when you bring a certain amount across the border, you have to declare it with customs. So when they spoke about the money, they was in the process of trying to get that information from customs, because it started out, the figures keep changing. It started out 1 minute it was $10,000, and then it went to 17,000, and now it's even rumored that it may be 20 something thousand. So if it was 20 something thousand, I would believe at least 25 or up, I believe she would have had to declare it. So yeah, they working on that part, because they need to know, because they're saying that um they're saying that the Cabo Six stole some. It's being rumored that somebody got paid to lie. Yeah. So they definitely got to confirm it. I believe this started way before they went on the trip. Oh, the jealousy, of course it did. Of course it did. And they so trifling and so stupid. They know that they was going over there to party on somebody else's dime. All they did was pay for airplane fight, airfare, and they got over there and took the girl out, and then couldn't even party, couldn't even kick it, couldn't even go and celebrate the birthday and have fun, because they didn't have no money. Why? Because she was gonna pay for everything. I can see them now scrambling to change their flights so that they can come back, 2 days early. They had one night of partying. And from the way the cousin talked, that one night was a telltale that they wasn't for real. That's why she was wanting to go home. That's why I think she was wanting to go home. Because after that main party, when they had the chef to come in and cook, they had a chef come in and cook their food. So homegirl was really trying to give them an experience on their birthday, not one person, but two people. Yeah, yeah, she had cash. Yep. If she went there and pulled money out, there nothing to declare. I think anybody that's traveling will be traveling with their money. Yeah, whether it was cash or cashier's checks, traveler's checks. Because I do carry a little bit of cash, but mostly when I travel with cashier traveler's checks. Because if anything happened, it can be accounted for. You know what I'm saying? Unlike cash, when somebody steal $5, you can't track or trace it; it's gone. But with traveler's checks, yeah, they can be accounted for. So, and replaced. But you're right. If she took cash, they would know how much she. Yes. So they was in the process of checking with customs to see how much was declared when she came into Cabo. So, yep. Well, listen. Thank y'all for coming to hang with me. I appreciate y'all. I have to time my lives just right, honey, to evade these alarms that be going off and interrupting my stream. So listen, thank you guys for coming through. I appreciate y'all. Please thumbs up the video. Y'all take care. Be easy. And have a good Friday's Eve.